Have you ever wondered, could some foods that seem healthy actually be the hidden culprits behind rising blood pressure? Today, we'll listen to the relatable story of Margaret, 67 years old, as we uncover 5 familiar foods that may quietly be harming your heart health.
Hi, doctor. My name's Margaret. I'm 67, and I just had my regular checkup. My doctor told me my blood pressure has gone up again. Honestly, it really caught me off guard. I try to be so careful with what I eat. No fried food, plenty of fruits and veggies at every meal, and I even go for a walk every afternoon. And I don't eat salty stuff either. Ever since I was diagnosed with high blood pressure 5 years ago, I've cut out fish sauce, soy sauce, and I never add salt when I cook. But still, my blood pressure keeps going up and down. Some days it even jumps to 150 or 160, and that's with me taking my meds regularly. I'm starting to wonder, maybe some of the foods I think are healthy are actually making things worse, and I just don't know it. Like those canned soups I grab sometimes because, well, I live alone and cooking can be a lot. Or the pre-made salads with dressing from the store. Sure, they look healthy, but who knows what's really in them? Honestly, I'm confused. I just want to understand what I might be doing wrong so I don't accidentally harm my health without realizing it. Can you help me, doctor? Help me, and people like me, figure out which everyday foods might be quietly pushing our blood pressure higher without us knowing?
6SFK jar 574 WWU4UUJF. Hi, Margaret. First of all, thank you so much for sharing your story so openly and honestly. What you're describing is actually something I see quite often in older adults, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Here's something not everyone knows. Blood pressure isn't just affected by the salt we sprinkle on our food. It's also influenced by what's hidden inside many of the everyday foods we eat. Things like sodium, sugar, and preservatives that don't always taste salty, but still impact the body. These are what we call hidden sodium, or silent triggers. The tricky part is, these culprits don't shout. They're not obviously salty like fish sauce or soy sauce. Instead, they're tucked away in foods that look healthy, like canned soups, rotisserie chicken, prepackaged salads, or bottled dressings. We often refer to these as stealth foods because, on the surface, they look clean, convenient, and even come with labels like low-fat or organic. But once you look at the nutrition label, it's shocking how much sodium, additives, or water-retaining agents are hiding inside, quietly pushing your blood pressure up without you realizing. This becomes even more important as we age. Older adults tend to be more sensitive to sodium and sugar. Kidney function slows down, blood vessels become more fragile, and the body's blood pressure regulation system isn't as quick to respond. That means even a small amount of these ingredients, day after day, can have a big impact on blood pressure. So, Margaret, even though you've been cutting salt in your cooking, your blood pressure may still be rising, because the salt is sneaking in from places you wouldn't expect. 1. Canned tomato sauce. Sounds harmless, right? Just a little tomato sauce for spaghetti or veggie soup. What could go wrong? The truth is, canned tomato sauce often contains a lot of hidden sodium and sugar to boost flavor and shelf life. Some brands pack 400 to 600 millimoles of sodium in just half a cup. That's already 1/4 of the daily sodium limit for older adults. Most people assume it's healthy because it's not fried, but rarely check the ingredient label. Solution: try making your own sauce at home using fresh tomatoes, garlic, and olive oil. It's not only tastier, but also gives you full control over salt. 2. Low-fat canned soups or instant noodles. Low-fat sounds like a win, especially for seniors watching their diet. But it's actually a trap. To compensate for the lack of fat and flavor, manufacturers often add a ton of sodium, up to 800 or 1000 micrograms per serving. Instant noodles are even worse. The flavor packet is the real culprit. Even if it says low fat, the salt and additives are sky high. Solution: if you must use them, dilute with hot water. Skip or reduce the seasoning packet and add fresh veggies and light herbs instead. 3. Pickles and fermented veggies, whether it's kimchi, pickled mustard greens, or traditional pickled onions. Many older adults love the crunch and tang. But to ferment and preserve these foods, a lot of salt and sometimes sugar is used. Just a few bites can sneak in 200–300 milliliters of sodium. People often think fermented foods are good for digestion, and they can be, but not when eaten in excess. Solution: try homemade versions with reduced salt, or eat in tiny amounts. And think just for flavor, not as a side dish. 4. Store-bought rotisserie chicken. It looks healthy and is super convenient, especially for people living alone, like Margaret. But what's hidden is the brining process. These chickens are often soaked in salty solutions and injected with moisture-retaining agents. Just one portion can contain more than 1,000 milliliters of sodium. The crispy skin adds even more fats and preservatives. Solution: if you enjoy chicken, buy it fresh and roast or boil it at home with minimal seasoning. If using store-bought, remove the skin and avoid the heavily seasoned parts. 5. Bottled herbal teas and decaf coffee. This one causes the most confusion. Many people assume that herbal teas or decaf coffee are harmless. No caffeine, no harm, right? But the truth is, bottled herbal teas often contain added sugars or artificial sweeteners, which can cause water retention. Decaf coffee still has 5 to 15% caffeine, and it's often more acidic, which can constrict blood vessels and spike blood pressure. Solution: stick to fresh brewed teas at home, like ginger tea or warm water with lemon. If drinking coffee, go for lightly brewed drip coffee, and limit it to 1 small cup per day. Dear Margaret, and to everyone watching this video, we really can't afford to ignore these stealth foods. When you consume 1 or 2 of them every day, over weeks or months, your body will start to react. But not in loud, obvious ways, like dizziness or headaches. Instead, what often happens is something called silent blood pressure fluctuation. That means your blood pressure quietly rises each time you eat foods high in sodium, preservatives, or hidden additives, then may dip back down later. These ups and downs are too subtle to set off immediate alarms, but they gradually damage the walls of your blood vessels, your heart, your brain, and your kidneys. And then one day, when you're stressed, sleep-deprived, or simply exhausted, your body hits a breaking point. Blood pressure can suddenly spike, leading to a hypertensive crisis, heart failure, or even a stroke. What's even more dangerous is that many seniors are taking their blood pressure meds regularly and think they're protected. But if your daily diet keeps working against your medication, the pills alone won't be able to keep things under control. Another hidden danger: excess sodium and sugar can lead to water retention, making your hands and feet swell, your body feel heavy, your heart race, your sleep suffer, and your energy levels drop. These are signs many people blame on just getting older, but in reality, they're warning signs. and I want to stress this. You don't need to eat a lot to put yourself at risk. Even just a small bowl of soup, a piece of rotisserie chicken, or a bottled herbal tea, when consumed daily, can cause a cumulative effect over time. That's why so many older adults still struggle with high blood pressure, despite not adding salt to their food. Because the real danger is hidden in plain sight. Silent foods, silent damage. But the results can be loud and life-altering. Dear Margaret, and to everyone watching, I want you to know this. Not everyone has the time, energy, or health to cook elaborate meals every day. Many seniors live alone or just don't cook like they used to. So it makes sense to rely on convenient foods. The good news? You don't have to give up all your favorite foods. With just a few smart tweaks, you can enjoy them more safely and still keep your blood pressure under control. Here are some small changes that can make a big difference. 1. Read nutrition labels more wisely. When buying anything packaged, from sauces and soups to chicken or drinks, always check the sodium or natrium content. Seniors should aim for items with under 140 mg of sodium per serving. That's the FDA's definition of low sodium. If a food has 300, 400 mg, consider eating half the portion or pairing it with something low sodium like steamed veggies. 2. Modify your convenience foods before eating. For canned soups or instant noodles, add extra water, skip the full flavor packet, or toss in some fresh vegetables to balance the salt. For rotisserie chicken, remove the skin and avoid the sauce. Eat only the plain white meat. For pickled veggies, soak them in water for 5 minutes before eating to reduce sodium content. 3. Prioritize quick, fresh cooking at home. You don't need fancy meals. Just simple prep, boiled greens, steamed fish, pan-seared chicken, or a salad with olive oil and lemon. Cook in batches and freeze portions. This saves time and keeps you in control of ingredients. 4. Smart swaps, not total cut-offs. Swap canned tomato sauce for homemade sauce from fresh tomatoes, garlic, and herbs. Replace bottled teas with homemade ginger, or mint tea, or warm lemon water. Instead of instant noodles, make quick oatmeal with veggies and a boiled egg. 5. Keep a blood pressure and food diary. Every day, jot down your morning and evening blood pressure and what you ate. After a few days, you'll notice patterns and see which innocent foods are causing spikes. This is a simple but powerful way to learn how your body reacts and to listen to your own signals. Every body is different, so there's no one-size-fits-all diet. But the better you understand your body's signals, the more you can take control. Starting with the meals on your plate. We've just walked through a short but important journey, starting with Margaret's heartfelt question. I'm careful with my diet, so why is my blood pressure still high? And along the way, we uncovered a crucial truth. Some foods that seem healthy, like canned soups, bottled sauces, pickles, rotisserie chicken, or bottled teas, actually hide sodium, sugar, and preservatives that silently push blood pressure up day by day. The danger? These foods don't cause immediate harm, but when eaten regularly, they can lead to quiet blood pressure spikes, lingering fatigue, and a gradual increase in cardiovascular risks over the years. But here's the good news. You don't need to panic. You just need to be more mindful. And yes, you can still enjoy your meals without sacrificing your health. So starting today, Here are 2 simple actions you can take. 1. Take 30 seconds to read food labels before you buy. Look for products with less than 140 milliliters of sodium per serving. And the fewer unfamiliar ingredients, the better. It's as easy as flipping the package over. And this small habit can quietly but powerfully protect your heart over time. 2. Track 1 suspicious food and measure your blood pressure afterward. If you think rotisserie chicken or canned soup might be causing spikes, jot it down and check your blood pressure, so 1 to 2 hours after eating. After a few tries, you'll begin to notice patterns. And this is one of the simplest and most effective ways to truly listen to your body. Margaret bravely opened up about her worries, and I'm certain many of you watching this video have been in the same boat. You eat carefully, exercise regularly, and yet your blood pressure still goes up and down like a roller coaster. Sometimes it's just a simple bowl of soup or a store-bought herbal tea. And suddenly, you feel drained, your heart races, or you can't sleep at night. If you've ever felt confused about why your blood pressure stays high despite your efforts, or if there are certain foods you suspect might be the cause, please don't hesitate to share in the comments below. Even a short question or a single line about your experience is deeply appreciated. I read every comment, and I'll continue answering the most common concerns in future videos. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to the channel so you won't miss our upcoming topics. Common medications that quietly raise blood pressure. Is there a link between high blood pressure and poor sleep? How to stabilize your blood pressure in just 15 minutes each morning. This channel is here for us to learn, grow, and stay healthy together, and in the most gentle, simple way possible.